What? They don't have future tense. Is that possible? Hello, I descended from heaven to teach you the composition of the Japanese language. So today we'll be looking at how Japanese is structured and what English speakers might find it difficult or are easy to get mixed up with. But there are so many differences, so we are only going to look at the 10 most important ones. So let's start with 1. Now 1 is script. Now Japanese have 3 main scripts, which I call it triple script system. So 1 is hiragana. Hiragana is the main script. And second is katakana. Now we learned it in the previous lesson that katakana is used for foreign words and for emphasis and for kanji words which are difficult to write in kanji. And lastly, kanji itself, which are the words which are borrowed from China. Now from 2nd to 10, it's going to be grammatical differences. So let's start with 2nd. 2nd is verbs and tenses. Japanese don't have auxiliary verbs. What do I mean by auxiliary verbs? Is that, for example, in English, if you want to conjugate the verb to be, then it becomes like this. I am, you are, he is, and so on. But in Japanese, you don't have this am, are, or is bit. And secondly, they don't have numbers or persons. For example, you have first person singular, plural, second person singular, third person, and so on. It's so easy to get mixed up. But in Japanese, you don't have to worry about that. Why? Because all of them are equivalent. They're all the same. You only have to memorize one. Okay? And third is the Japanese word order. What do I mean by word order? Well, if you have watched my first video, then you probably already understand that the Japanese sentence starts with a subject, and then object, and then a verb. And fourth is that Japanese language often misses out subjects. Subjects are quite often forgotten in the sentence. Now, please compare these two examples. Oh, konnichiwa, Sensodori-san.
Konnichiwa.
Go, do it now! Do it!
昨日何食べた？
しゃぶしゃぶとピザ。美味しかったよ。
いいコンビネーションだと思う。一緒に食べない？
あー、ごめん。今日はバイトがあるし、後で授業もあるから無理だと思う。
残念だね。
いや、冗談だった。実はお前と食べたくないだけだ。
宿題やった？
いいえ。
死にたいの？
あ、命だけは勘弁してください。
名前は何ですか？
バニラです。
身分証明書
ありません。
English version. Yesterday dish what in?
What?
Yesterday dish what is?
Pizza and shabu shabu. Delicious was.
Good combination thing. Together in none.
Sorry. Have part-time job and after lecture. So difficult thing.
Shame.
Was joke. You would not want to eat just. You would not want to eat just.
Homework done.
No. No.
Die once.
No. My life at least.
One name.
Vanilla.
ID card
No.
for me.
Don't have it. Fifth is Japanese don't have plural forms. What? Now for people, you'll have to add da or tachi after the nouns, but for objects, you don't have these. So, might be difficult, but you'll have to figure this out according to the context. And sixth is Japanese don't have future tenses. Yes, it is, because Japanese use present tense and time and plus time reference words such as tomorrow, next week, next month, next Friday, and so on. For example, if you want to ask a question, what are you doing tomorrow? Then you'll be saying, 明日何をする? So 明日 means tomorrow, and next is others. So you'll have to always add what time you want to say this, what time you're talking about. And seventh is that Japanese don't have possessive nouns. Like possessive nouns, my, your, his, like this is my pen, and so on. But you'll just use one particle, just no. So you add this no before a noun and it makes it possessive. So it makes your life a lot easier. And another thing which makes your life a lot easier is that Japanese don't have particles. So you don't have a or an or the, forget it. It's unnecessary. And next is that for ninth, you have to change the way of talking depending on who you're talking to. So, for example, if you're talking to a teacher or someone who has a higher status than you, then you would be adding desu, or you change your verb forms into masu. But if you're talking to your friends, you wouldn't use that. So it depends greatly on the person who you're talking to. And lastly is that Japanese subject, I, there are multiple ways of saying I. I think this makes Japanese language very unique. For example, watashi is used most commonly. You can use it anytime, pretty much for all genders. But boku and ore is used for men. But women might choose to use atashi. So wa is taken off, but instead I is used. And for old people, you would use washi, which ta is taken off and just put together becomes washi, and so on. We'll be actually looking at this more specifically later on. So these are the 10 most important Japanese and English differences. Now, for next lesson, we'll be learning how to introduce yourself in Japanese. You finally be able to speak Japanese. Now after you master next lesson, find a Japanese person and practice it. They'll be certainly very pleased. Now, this is it for today. Thanks very much for watching. Bye!